Welcome back to another book review video. It is time for an SPFBO 2026 SPFBO 11? I think we're on 11. I don't remember. Entry for this year. I am a judge this year, and as always, I must remind you that the opinions stated here in this video are mine and mine alone and do not necessarily reflect the final scores and judgment relating to this book for the SPFBO contest. So, without further ado, let's get started with talking about The Hunter's Apprentice by Simon Shugar. I went into this book having absolutely no idea what to expect. It's a story about Tommy. He is a boy whose father is going to war, and it starts off very much his father's gone off and he's still in his little village with his mother, and they're living their life and, you know, trying to bring in the harvest and stay positive. And I thought it would be kind of a slice of life, coming of age story. No, it is not that at all. It is very much a story about war and some of the terrible things that people do in war, and a lot of characters die or kind of don't persist through the story because they're left behind or whatever, and I had no idea what to expect. It was a very unusual narration for me because the story follows Tommy, who is in this book ranging from ages 4 to 10, and so I thought that their narration should be relatively young accordingly, and it was not that either. It was very much narrated as if an adult were writing the book, which makes sense given that an adult probably wrote the book, but I felt like it was too mature for Tommy for the things that he was experiencing and feeling for the first time. I mean, no child would have been able to articulate their feelings the way that Tommy did in this book, and so I was a bit thrown off by the narration. There were definitely parts of the story that I enjoyed. I think it was very well written if you disregard the age discrepancy with the narration and the character, and I liked that quite a bit, but I don't know, it was completely unexpected. I think the plot itself was very well done. Everything kind of flowed very nicely from one thing into another. The stakes escalated at an appropriate speed, and I think that the intensity of things came when they should. It was definitely not a cheerful story. There were a lot of dark things that went on in this book, and I was not correct in any of my assumptions about it being even remotely cozy slice of life. It wasn't. It was war and the end of childhood, and that was pretty much the theme of the story. I will say that the ending felt a bit abrupt for me. There was character death in there that I think was probably not necessary, or at least Tommy's reaction to it felt very kind of, oh, this happened, and it should have been considerably more dramatic. But on the whole, I did enjoy this book. It is a book that I would not have picked up if I weren't reading for this contest, and it is a book that I wouldn't necessarily pick up again for rereading or continuing in the series if there is a series. I'm not sure. I actually don't know if it's a series or a standalone. But yeah, I did enjoy it. So it's kind of a middling book for me, I think. So if you're interested in kind of that human condition, that transition from childhood to adulthood, that reality of warfare, then this is probably a good book for you, and you would probably enjoy it quite a bit. The writing was fairly well done. Again, do not forget that my opinions in this review do not necessarily reflect the review of the contest as a whole, and the rating for this book could be entirely different. So this is just my opinion, and everything is collated and put together based on many, many judges' opinions. So look out for more information from the SPFBO contest, and happy reading. I shall see you next time. Bye.